Backer, swim dodge, fires and scores!
Skipping a step, behind the back! Pass, the extra look, and the goal! Shot on goal and good!
Thank you for joining us at Plainview Old Bethpage JFK High School for a crucial matchup in the inaugural season of girls flag football on Long Island. Playoff positioning on the line as Massapequa comes in riding high off a dominating victory over West Hempstead, led by a two-headed monster at quarterback, while Plainview earned a tie against Lynbrook with a game-saving interception from the electric Laura Glasser. Winner gets the 3 seed, loser gets the 4, and it all starts right now on the Varsity Media Sports Network, presented by Orland & Cohen. I am Gavin Shaw. We really appreciate all of you joining us today. It is a big-time game, as I just told you. And let's get right into it. The impact player of the game for the Massapequa Chiefs. We could have gone a number of different directions as Massapequa had two quarterbacks emerge in their last matchup against West Hempstead. The combination of Talia Marisi and Delaney Donato was dynamic and thorough in their domination of the Rams, but their top target is who we're focusing on today. Dominique Diorio, who repeatedly got behind the West Hempstead defense, made a number of plays down the field, made plays in the red zone. She is an absolutely electric athlete who also plays soccer and basketball. They've wanted to incorporate her more by bringing Delaney Donato into the quarterback rotation. Head coach Bruce Stegner has accomplished just that. And then for Plainview, Old Bethpage, JFK, who else could we go with but the star freshman, Laura Glasser, who made a game-saving interception against Lynbrook, Odell Beckham-style, one-handed diving. She has some experience playing flag football. She played quarterback earlier in the season against Hempstead, a player with dynamic body control, a nasty spin move, and she's an absolute ball hawk defensively. So her against Diorio will certainly be a two-way matchup to watch in this ball game. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for the Massapequa Chiefs. And this is a Massapequa side with a lot of depth and a lot of talent. You can say that for pretty much any athletic program at Massapequa. Defensively, it's Christina Tallerine, Shea Brennan, Lila D'Agostino. On the D-line, Amy Flores, Mackenzie Collins, and Maddie Lyon. And then at linebacker, Mariah Morisi, Mackenzie Collins, one to watch on that D-line, an electric pass rusher. Really does a good job going after the quarterback. And then offensively for the Chiefs, it is Talia Morisi at quarterback. Morisi had arguably her best game of the year against West Hempstead, as her running continued to be as effective as ever, but she's made really significant strides as a passer and has shown off an ability to escape the rush, throw on the run with accuracy down the field. Sam Nolan, the starter at running back, Allie Harding and Amy Flores protecting those two on the offensive line. And then at wide receiver, it's Lila D'Agostino, Dominique Diorio, and Shea Brennan. And then for Plainview, Old Bethpage, JFK, we'll start off defensively. Taylor Diamond, Ellie Pfeiffer, Laura Glasser in the defensive backfield. And then on the D-line, Ashley Casano, Gabby Weinstein, Julia Kesselman, their top rusher, and Erin Vieira, who is all over the field at linebacker. She is coming off a season high and in turn a career high, 13 flag grabs in that game against Lynbrook. And then, of course, for the Hawks on offense, we got Emma Kimmel, the senior at quarterback, Erin Vieira playing running back, Gabby Weinstein protecting both of them, and at wide receiver, Taylor Diamond, Ashley Casano, the aforementioned Laura Glasser, and Ellie Pfeiffer. So we are about to get underway on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more flag football presented by Orland & Cohen.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team.
Thank you for joining us back at Plainview Old Bethpage JFK High School. Again, you are watching the inaugural season of flag football on Long Island, presented by Orland & Cohen. A look at the captains for both sides, as you see Aaron Vieira, Emma Kimmel, the two seniors, the only two seniors on this Hawks roster. And then for Massapequa, Dominic Diorio, of course, leading the way out of the captains for the Chiefs. Massapequa on the season 5-2. They won their first 3 games of the year against Freeport, Locust Valley, and Hempstead. Then got dominated by a talented Lynbrook team. Then beat Long Beach. Then lost 35-7 to Belmore District, who is the number 1 seed heading into postseason play. Then for Plainview, they lost by 20 points to Belmore District. And a 43-point win over West Hempstead, a similar domination to what we saw from the Massapequa Chiefs on our Varsity Media airways earlier this week. Then it was maybe the game of the season for the Hawks. They came back from 2 touchdowns down to beat Hempstead, then beat Freeport 6-0 on a very windy day, a 32-0 win over Long Beach, and then lost to Locust Valley 15-6, and then a 13-13 tie with Lynbrook, and that leaves the Hawks at 4-2-1 on the season. And high stakes in this game, 3 seed on the line. We'll take one final break on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and when we come back, we will have kickoff.
The best action shots and the best angles look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. The best action shots and the best angles look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. The best action shots and the best angles look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. The best action shots and the
We're about to get underway on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 3 seed on the line here at Plainview, Old Bethpage, JFK High School. The winner of this game will take on the 2nd seed, Locust Valley. Loser gets the 4 seed and has to play that powerhouse Belmore Merrick program. And remember, on the Varsity Media Sports Network, we give you a chance to bring your game to life with our SPORTSCAST. We feature announcers, or in the case of this game, an announcer. Instant replay, multiple camera angles, graphics. It's great for rivalry games, senior days, and general promotion of your team. If you're interested, you can contact us to book a SPORTSCAST at 516-403-2050, or if you prefer electronic mail, you can reach out at varsitymedia.net. I usually have an email on there, but you can also reach out at varsitymedia.net. And again, this is a high-stakes game. A lot of great skill position talent on both sides. We mentioned the 2 stars, Laura Glasser for Plainview Old Bethpage, and, of course, Dominique Diorio for Massapequa. And it's going to be interesting to see what these 2 coaches scheme up defensively. Alex Abramowitz has been the head coach for Plainview, has been really proud of his team's prep this entire season. Abramowitz, of course, has a lot of experience coaching on the boys' side of things, as he's been doing that for the last 6 years, a former quarterback at Plainview. And he's had these girls rolling all year. He's emphasized against this Massapequa side the need to contain Talia Marisi in the pocket and not let her get outside, because her greatest asset is her legs, her ability to extend plays and break contain and get down the field. And speaking of which, they're also very concerned about Dominique Diorio, who was incredible the first 2 games of the season when the Chiefs had Leah Howard at quarterback. So that'll be the big emphasis for Plainview defensively, but we'll get a chance to see it right now with Massapequa in white, starting off with the football. Talisi, the handoff straight up the middle. And a quick 4, maybe 5 yards for Sam Nolan, the starting running back for Massapequa. She's headed to Wisconsin next year as a student, going to a school with a tradition of producing talented running backs. So perhaps we'll see Sam Nolan on either the club or intramural side at Wisconsin, continuing that. And now a spread-out look for Marisi, the give, going wide to Lila D'Agostino, the 8th grader. Picks up a couple, but it will set up a 3rd and very long. Remember, a shift in the flag game versus the tackle game is first downs are every 20 yards. And that is true regardless of where you end up with the football after picking up your initial first down, but after a strong start defensively for Plainview, it'll be a 3rd and about 19 for Massapequa. Marisi on the run, looking to escape contain, and cannot do so. So what a start defensively for Plainview. Big-time flag grab for Plainview from Aaron Vieira. Alec Abramowitz just puts a ton of trust in Vieira, saying he has his senior linebacker cover the entire middle of the field. And she does a good job of doing it. It's Jennifer Anglin to punt it down the field, and it'll be taken on the run. An explosive return. Charging down the field is Laura Glasser. And you see some of that dynamic speed right off the bat from Glasser as she flips field position and gives Plainview Old Bethpage fantastic starting field position. Plainview led by Emma Kimmel at quarterback. Kimmel, also an all-county basketball player, also on the softball team. She was the girl who wrote the letter to the New York Jets, who sponsor this league on Long Island, advocating for Plainview to get a team. And she got to go to MetLife, be part of a big press conference, a full-day event. It was pretty amazing. Kimmel on the give. Glasser trying to get wide. Glasser spinning back, her signature move, but doesn't have much room to maneuver before her flag is grabbed by Maddie Lyon. Excuse me, it's Maddie Lyon, not Jennifer Anglim on the punt. So it'll be second and about 4 or 5 for Plainview. Kimmel, patient, now under pressure, and she's sacked. Mackenzie Collin, the burst into the backfield. Collin standing out with that flash of green in her hair. She had an incredible play against West Hempstead where she rushed the passer. The ball was thrown down the field, and then she recovered all the way down the field to get the tackle, or flag grab. Sets up a 3rd and about 11 for Plainview. Glasser lined up in the middle of the 3 receivers on the right side. Player in motion is Ashley Casano. The throw the other way, complete to Ella Pfeiffer. And Ellie Pfeiffer sets up a 4th and 3. It was Jess Linsky on the flag grab. So Plainview about 22 yards out from the end zone, or 23 yards out, I should say. 3 yards from a first down. And Massapequa, they sometimes like to bring pressure in these situations. Will rush anywhere from 1 to 3 girls at a time. Player in motion, quick throw up the middle, and it's dropped by Glasser. She was thinking of turning up the field before she secured the catch. So it's a turnover on downs and a golden opportunity missed for the Hawks to get on the board first in this game. And a disappointing opening possession for Massapequa will not hurt them, as they'll get a first down from the 23. Leah Marisi took over at quarterback after Leah Howard went out with shin splints. The Illinois soccer commit. Marisi again looking to run, and again surrounded by a sea of blue. This time it's Julia Kesselman on the sack. Kesselman is their top pass rusher, a top 2 flag grabber on the team with Erin Vieira, and her older brother Ari Kesselman was a starter on the best boys basketball team in recent history at Plainview as they made the Nassau County Championship game. So a new quarterback in, and it's the downfield thrower, and Delaney Donato overshot her intended target as she was looking for Dominique Diorio. We saw those two connect twice for big gains against West Hempstead. Donato had been out the last week with an illness. She had previously rotated in at backup quarterback with Marisi, and she brings a different dynamic to Marisi, who's so good with her feet. Donato, a little bit of a stronger arm. So Donato will stay in for 3rd and 19. Donato chucks one down the field. She had Diorio, but overshot her. So a slow start offensively for Massapequa, and in turn, an excellent one for Plainview on defense, as they've gotten a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and a big emphasis for this team was to contain Diorio down the field. Diorio had some separation on those 2 plays, but it certainly wasn't an easy look either time for Donato. And in turn, we'll get another punt off the foot of Maddie Lyon. Punts are unpressured. The Lion gets it off. The ball dies where it hits the ground. So it'll be possession for Plainview. for, we'll see what the ball's spotted. It looks like it'll be a 1st and 7 for Plainview. And it was a pretty decent start for Plainview on that initial defensive stop, and then the big punt return by Glasser. Then Glasser couldn't secure the pass on 4th down. It was a good decision by Emma Kimmel to throw it her direction. Glasser looked like she had a lot of room to go, and the eyes just got a little big. And we'll see what Plainview and Alex Abramowitz dials up this time around. Quick throw out, and again a drop. This time it was to Gabby Weinstein, the center for Plainview. And everyone is eligible in flag football. We saw Massapequa use that rule to great effect, repeatedly throwing it to Jeslinski and Shea Brennan, lined up on the offensive line for either 1 or 2 point conversions, having them pop out of the backfield. Kimmel will send Casano in motion. Look over the middle. Glasser wide open. Glasser grabs it. Glasser escapes the initial flag grab. Glasser turning the corner, putting on the speed, catching at the edge. Touchdown, Plainview! Electricity embodied. Laura Glasser is just a freshman. And if they're keeping stats, she is going to set some records. So they'll say the ball was down at the 1. Or excuse me, no, it was a touchdown. They'll attempt the 1 point conversion. Laura Glasser, game-changing speed, and you see it on display right away. And the ball fumbled by Casano, and that is a dead ball the second it hits the ground. So the conversion incomplete for the Hawks, and it'll be a 6-0 lead for Plainview. As you're watching the inaugural season of flag football on Long Island, presented by Orland and Cohen, and now we'll see the Massapequa offense once again, as the Chiefs have been unable to get going. A total of maybe 3 yards over their opening 6 downs. It's been a combination of pressure and just good positioning from Plainview that has held the Chiefs in check so far. Talia Marisi back in at quarterback. Marisi looking to set up the screen to Donato. Donato could not turn the corner on Vieira. Again, Vieira about as sure-handed as anyone in Nassau County in terms of those flag grabs. It's one of those things that's counterintuitive if you're a tackle football fan, but this game almost favors lack of height in a way. As you're closer to that flag, more able to get a clean grab on it. Second and about 19 and a half for the Chiefs. Fake. Marisi looking down the field, throws it up for grabs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Taylor Diamond, the junior. Diamond, a 3-sport athlete who also plays basketball and lacrosse. Had that ball queued up the entire time as Marisi under pressure. The heat applied by Kesselman. And right place, right time for Taylor Diamond. And you got to figure Massapequa, if they weren't cued in to the kind of talent that Laura Glasser is, they know now. So a jet sweep heading the other direction. The give is to Casano. Casano maybe 4 yards before her flag was snatched by Lila D'Agostino, the speedy 8th grader for Bruce Stegner's squad. So a 2nd and long for Plainview. A lot of options on this Plainview attack. Alex Abramowicz doesn't rotate in a whole lot on either side. It's the same names. It's Erin Vieira, it's Ashley Casano, it's Ellie Pfeiffer, it's Laura Glasser. Working on offense and defense. Casano in motion, this time a fake. Kimmel will throw back the other direction, and it's dropped. Good looking pass over to Taylor Diamond, who looked like she had the same issue as Glasser, almost thinking about where she was going to run before securing the football. So it'll be a 3rd and quite long, about 15, or excuse me, 3rd and 10 for Plainview, as they look to extend a 6-0 lead. And this broadcast is brought to you by Orland and Cohen. Big shout out to Ray Nelson for helping to sponsor this event and all of flag football that we are showing on the Varsity Media Sports Network, as that pass is complete. Close to first down yardage is Ashley Casano. And we'll set up a 4th and manageable. 4th and 4 for the Hawks. It was Lila D'Agostino picking up her 2nd flag grab of this possession. D'Agostino used all over the field on the other side of things. Very elusive player. And you got to figure Laura Glasser will be the player. Emma Kimmel looks to Emma Kimmel. Casano, fake to her, quick toss, and complete for first down yardage to Ellie Pfeiffer. Ellie Pfeiffer, a really strong route runner. It's been something that Alex Abramowicz has driven home offensively, that they just need to hit their spots every single time on those routes. And for a lot of these girls, or at least for some of them playing flag football for the first time, that's a big adjustment. Certainly an emphasis for Massapequa, who for the vast majority of girls on the team, this is the first time they have ever played flag football. A little bit different in Plainview, where there is some youth flag football, but still the first time they're doing it at the high school level. Kimmel zips it to Glasser. Snatched quickly by Jess Lenski. So ball is now inside the 15. So 14 yards to go for Plainview. Kimmel, you can tell watching her, just has such a good understanding of the game, especially for someone who did not have a lot of prior experience. Just always seems to know where to go with the football. Under pressure, will throw up a lob, and it's picked. Sprinting the other way is Shea Brennan. A couple of flag attempts missed. Brennan nearly tackled along the sideline. And that's on me. I jinxed Emma Kimmel. So Kimmel, the heat was put on right away by Maddie Lyon. A great pass rush And then Brennan in great position to pick off that football. So a crucial stop for Massapequa after 2 3-and-outs, and then an interception thrown by Talia Marisi. So following the pick, Bruce Stegner will go back to Delaney Donato at quarterback. Donato will keep it short this time around. Working up the field, and not much room, is Diorio. And if you're Bruce Stegner, you're just trying to get the ball in your top playmakers' hands at this point in the game. Haven't had a lot of momentum offensively, and you've just been behind on down and distance all afternoon. There's value in just picking up a couple yards and not letting this Plainview defense just pin their ears back, attacking the football. Aaron Stanley in off the bench for Massapequa, a taller option for the Chiefs out wide. Again, the Chiefs led by Bruce Stegner, the legendary girls soccer coach who's won 7 state titles and 12 Long Island championships at Massapequa. Donato fakes the sweep. Now trying to avoid some heat. And she is sacked. Julia Kesselman, her second of the game.
17.
Massapequa coming off a game where they scored 34 points against West Hempstead, has been held down so far by this Plainview defense. It'll be a third and just a little over 20 for Massapequa.
Second about 20.
So crucial third down here for the Chiefs, as they have yet to pick up a first down in this game. Donato will put a full arm under that one, and it just knocked down by Glasser as she was looking for Samantha Renda, the backup running back, and overshot her intended target. So 4th and very long will mean the third punt of this football game for Massapequa. And Plainview, through 4 offensive possessions, has held Massapequa to about 4 yards. About as good as it gets, as that ball will die just outside the 40. And this is ideal ball placement for Plainview, because if that ball went a yard further or 2 yards further, you're facing a 1st and 20 or 1st and 19. But now as it stands for the Hawks, you can take a couple shots to Laura Glasser down the field and say, hey, we only have 1 yard to go to pick up a first down. And that gives you a little wiggle room to push the envelope if you're Alex Abramowitz. And again, the difference between these two teams is it's some incredible athletes, some incredible team speed on the Chiefs side, but not a lot of experience with flag football. And for Plainview, a whole lot of experience up and down the roster with how big youth football is in that area. Casano on the fake. Kimmel directing traffic over the middle. Good catch on the run by Aaron Vieira. Vieira sure-handed. The running back loves that little curl route coming out of the backfield. And so a first down picked up at the 35 for Plainview. And Kimmel doing a good job that time around of hitting Vieira in stride. Vieira didn't have to slow down in the slightest. It was a good flag grab by the Chiefs side. Another big difference between these two programs. In Massapequa, they're limiting everyone to one sport, so no one on the lacrosse team or softball team or track and field can compete in flag football. While in Plainview, since this is the first year, they're allowing the girls to play multiple sports. As Kimmel again goes over the middle again, it's Glasser. Can Glasser turn that corner? Instead, she'll center it back middle and will be chased down from behind by Mackenzie Collin. but not before another big-time catch and run as Kimmel has the Hawks on the precipice of another first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 21 for Plainview Old Bethpage. And again, this broadcast is presented by Orland and Cohen, as they have done all they could to bring this sport to the island and bring it to all of you watching. Kimmel with a flag up, too high on the pass for Ellie Pfeiffer. So it's an illegal shift against Plainview, which will push the Hawks back a couple of yards. Massapequa preferred to decline the penalty and will set up a 3rd and short for the Hawks. Oh, no, so it does look like the penalty was taken as the ball gets pushed back 5 yards. Believe it's a loss of down regardless, so 3rd and about 6 for Plainview Old Bethpage. Plainview likes to get the ball out quickly offensively. There's a lot of those routes just cutting over the middle. The emphasis to get the ball in their playmakers' hands with space. Casano, the fake to her, tipped around, and Glasser couldn't grab it off of the deflection, so it'll be 4th and 6 for Plainview.
Incomplete. Brings up 4th and about 6 for the Hawks.
Plainview had one other 4th down attempt in this game. It was that short throw to Glasser, who was open but couldn't quite hang on. So 3 receivers right, 1 left. The running back is Vieira. Quick throw out of the backfield to Casano. Casano will just get the first down. Casano injured her foot playing lacrosse and just got back into the rotation last game after a couple out. Alex Abramowitz really happy to have her back, a multi-sport athlete who also contributes on the defensive line. Casano also plays soccer for Plainview Old Bethpage. Kimmel, quick toss. Running across the field is Casano. And it was, the flag grab, was from Mackenzie Collin. Collin, someone who could really grow in this program. Again, you just look at the upside of some of these girls for Massapequa with Collin and Diorio, and you can imagine with just a couple of years under their belts that they could really dominate this sport. Kimmel, good protection. And wow, what velocity on that football. Hitting Ellie Pfeiffer right in the gut. So it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 13 for Plainview. That was a heck of a pass by Kimmel. Really gunned it in there. A big emphasis for Kimmel is working on stepping up in the pocket, making sure she's getting everything she can into each and every throw. This time it's Glasser in motion. Glasser will hand it off. A trick play from Plainview. And not fooled was Shea Brennan, who grabbed Casano's flag after a couple of yards. Not much room to run, so it's a 4th and goal for the Hawks. A gain of 4 on the play, so 4th and goal from the 9. And it's an interesting conundrum for Kimmel in this situation, because if you're under pressure, the tendency on a 4th down would be to just throw the ball up, but you almost, with all your players up and so many in the end zone, you almost don't want to risk a pick 6 going the other way, especially with how Plainview has held Massapequa down defensively. You wonder if Alex Abramowitz is telling Kimmel to be a little bit conservative if there's nothing there. The fake to Casano. Pressure applied. Pass over the middle. Knocked away. Jess Linsky saving a touchdown. We saw Linsky pick up an interception last game against West Hempstead and a touchdown offensively. You see the instincts again there defensively from the Fairfield soccer commit. And with about 7 minutes left in this first half, Massapequa has been thoroughly outplayed, but the Chiefs' defense has tightened up in key moments. And in turn, Massapequa trails only by 6. Tough starting field position, though, for this offense that has been anemic so far. Looks like it's Morisi back in at quarterback, so Bruce Stegner juggling his 2 options at the position. A little pop pass up the middle to Shea Brennan. Brennan escaping forward for a gain of nearly 20. As she shot forward from the 9. All the way up to the 28. And that'll be 1st and 12 for Massapequa. The flag grab on the play by Julia Kesselman, showing off her athletic ability. Catching Brennan from behind, and now the run outside this time for Renda. Pick up maybe a yard. Renda not afraid of contact. It sounds weird to say in flag football, but she'll almost run people over. And that physicality has paid dividends for her, with Sam Nolan backing her up at the running back spot. Morisi throwing the whole way on a little comeback route, nearly intercepted as Gabby Weinstein got her hands on that pass.
Incomplete, broken up by Gabby Weinstein. Brings up 3rd down for Massapequa. 3 in the box.
So 3rd and about
12 yards to go.
12 or 13.
Massapequa Chief team.
4 wide receivers. Donato in at quarterback. Donato throwing it up for grabs and in and out of the hands at safety of Gabby Weinstein, breaking up her 2nd straight pass. As Donato was looking for Diorio on that far side, and those two who were in such a rhythm against West Hempstead, the connection's just been slightly off as Diorio's gotten open. And it's one of those things where you see some of those comeback routes, and I'm not sure if that's what that was or if it was a straight bomb thrown on the boys' side of things, and it's kids who have been working together and playing pitch and catch for 10 or in some cases 12 years. At Massapequa, these girls have been playing together for 3 months. They just don't have that chemistry yet. So 4th down and long attempted, and it's ill-fated. A risky decision does not pay off for Bruce Stegner as Julia Kesselman knifes in for her 3rd sack of this first half.
Back of the day by Miss Julia Kesselman.
As Kesselman defensively, the same way Laura Glasser's offensively, has taken over this game. And that's a surprising call from Bruce Stegner. Deep in your own territory, 4th and about 13. A 6-0 game. Your defense is doing well. And he decides to risk it. And Massapequa cannot convert. Kimmel fakes it. Oh, no, it's Casano lined up at quarterback, jutting forward for a gain of approximately 13 or 14 on the play. A first down for Plainview Old Bethpage.
About 14 yards to go for a touchdown.
As it's a 1st and goal with Plainview about 9.5 yards out from the end zone. And that decision to go for it on 4th down will loom large if the Chiefs can't get a stop here. They have gotten 2 in the red zone already. 1 on that interception by Jeslinski. And another on that 4th down stop, trying to get wide and unable to is Casano. The flag was snagged by Lila D'Agostino, who's having herself a game defensively for Massapequa. So Massapequa's gotten 2 red zone stops. We noted the pick by Linsky, and then the pass broken up again by Linsky.
3 in the box. 3rd down.
Or it might have been Shea Brennan on the interception. So 2nd down, pass thrown high, nearly picked again. Tipped away by Linsky.
Broken up by Linsky.
So 3rd and goal from about the 9 for Plainview. They haven't been able to get it to Glasser in the red zone. You got to figure there's just a lot of attention being paid her way after that enormous catch and run she had for the score. Another gain of about 20. And we'll keep saying it, the core of this Plainview Old Bethpage team so young. Kesselman, a freshman. Glasser, a freshman. You can imagine what those two will be doing in this sport as seniors. Casano at quarterback, rolling left and throws a pick. Interception, this time by Linsky. And the flag is grabbed by Casano. So Linsky continues to make big play after big play in the defensive backfield. As Casano in for quarterback for Kimmel. Threw that one up for grabs, and Linsky able to come down with it. And so that decision to go for it on 4th down by Bruce Stegner does not come back to bite the Chiefs, as Massapequa's defense holds true once again. And now just right around 4 minutes to go until the half. Official time is kept on the field. The give, and still running with it, is Diorio. Diorio escaping contain, and she is one girl to beat. Diorio making a move, and a touchdown-saving flag grab on the tail end of it by Taylor Diamond. The dynamism of Diorio on full display. A short throw turned up the field, and Massapequa has their first down and a whole lot more of this football game late in the first half.
Massapequa first down on the Plainview side of the field, trailing 6-0.
Just a dive from Diamond. What an effort to stop Diorio. A gain of about 50 for Dominic Diorio. Marisi looking short, now running left. Marisi escaping contained for the first time today, cuts it back as she is inside of the 10. All afternoon, Plainview has done set. Marisi under pressure immediately. A good block and a flag grab. Was that Kesselman again? No, this time Cassano. So a 3rd and goal for the Chiefs inside the final 3 minutes of this first half. The Chiefs 15 yards out from their first points of this game. Samantha Renda, flanking Marisi in the backfield. Now Renda will move forward to block, so it's just 2 receivers out. Marisi well protected. Marisi looking to get the edge. Marisi nowhere to go. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, as it was a hard collision on the perimeter between Marisi and Ellie Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer is still down. So we'll take a quick break on the Varsity Media Sports Network, let Pfeiffer get looked at, and come back for the closing 2 minutes of this first half.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster. Teed off by shoulder pain?
You're watching the inaugural season of flag football on Long Island, and it's presented by Orland & Cohen. A big thanks to Ray Nelson at Orland & Cohen for helping to bring flag football to households around Long Island, as Ellie Pfeiffer gets helped off the field. Bang play where she was trying to chase down Talia Marisi. And a reminder that Varsity Media offers college recruiting videos as part of our services. You can get custom editing effects to help your player stand out from the crowd, your choice of music, and a link for college coaches to check out your son or daughter and what they do best. So why sign up? You can save money in college tuition, help your kid land a spot on the team of their dreams, and stand out from the competition. If you mention this ad, you'll get 10% off. Who do you mention it to? Well, you can contact us at 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. So 4th and goal for Massapequa. 1:56 on the game clock. 3 receivers to the right for Marisi. Marisi will look that direction, will throw it up for grabs. Diorio got 2 hands on it, but could not complete the catch, as she had Taylor Diamond in her airspace. So Taylor Diamond, the MVP of that sequence defensively, saved the touchdown once by stopping Diorio in the open field, and then a second time denying that catch and run. So it looks like that was 3rd down, for Massapequa. So now it'll be 4th down for Massapequa. With 1:42 to go, one final shot at the end zone for Bruce Stegner's squad. Marisi dodges the initial sack attempt, directing traffic. Marisi up for grabs, no one there. Well defended again by Plainview. They've given up the one big run to Diorio, but outside of that, this Hawks defense has been locked down. And now they'll have 90 seconds to push the ball up the field again. Playoff positioning on the line. Both teams are qualified for the postseason. It's just who they'll play. The winner of this one will be the 3 seed and will travel to take on Locust Valley, while the loser will go on to take the challenge of Belmore Merrick, who has just been dominant in this initial season on Long Island. This league, part of a pilot program put on by the New York Jets. The New York Giants and Buffalo Bills have sponsored teams in other parts of New York State. The Jets are covering Nassau and Suffolk County. And the level of play has just been incredible in all the games we've seen on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So the snap to Casano. Casano trying to spin into space, but her flag was grabbed close to the line of scrimmage by Mackenzie Collin, who, right up there with Glasser, just seems to be the best athlete on the field. Collin, so quick to the ball, and just money finding the flag. And I'm not sure what happened to Emma Kimmel. Obviously, this is the second straight possession that she is out at quarterback. We saw the injury to Pfeiffer. If Kimmel was hurt, I didn't notice it. And it's pretty clear that Plainview is not the same team offensively with Kimmel out. So D'Agostino on the flag grab. And a timeout taken by Massapequa, so we'll step aside as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
At Plainview, Old Bethpage, JFK High School. The big story as we wind down this first half, Emma Kimmel, who was very effective outside of a lone interception over the majority of this first half, out at quarterback. Ashley Casano in at quarterback as she dodges Collin, tries to avoid another tackle or flag grab attempt, but this time D'Agostino able to take her down. So with 34 seconds left in the half, Massapequa will take another timeout. We will take another break as well, with Plainview up by 6 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
The best action shots and the best angles look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Plainview up by 6, deep in their own territory, will punt the ball. And the ball will die down at about the 36, 37. So Massapequa will have 30 seconds or so to push the ball down the field. Massapequa finally got a positive play in offensively with Delaney Donato taking a short pass about 50 yards down the field on every other play of the game. The Chiefs have just barely gained positive yards. Donato will take a shot up the middle. Oh, what a pick! Over her head on the catch for Plainview Old Bethpage. Let's take another look at that ridiculous pick. Donato looking for Diorio, and over the head it was Allison Levy, the junior. Into the game after the injury to Ellie Pfeiffer. And she comes up big for this Hawk side. What a moment for Allison. So it'll be halftime. The interception by Allison Levy, a positive note to end the first half on for the Hawks. The lone score of the game, a big catch and run by Laura Glasser. 3 seed on the line here at Plainview Old Bethpage, and we'll be back in just under 5 minutes on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Thank you for joining us back on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Flag football presented by Orland and Cohen, and a look at some PAL football. We'll get a chance to enjoy the next generation who have this fantastic opportunity now to play high school football one day. It's so cool that it's finally happening on Long Island. I mean, you talk to some of these coaches, especially some of the female coaches, and they'll note we would have killed for this opportunity growing up. We didn't get it. We're so happy that the next generation is, and you're going to see it carry down to the youth, and you'll get a chance to watch that right now on the Varsity Media Sports Network, so we'll step aside and show you that.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Second half about to get underway here at Plainview Old Bethpage. A crucial game in terms of playoff positioning in this first season of flag football on Long Island. Winner of this matchup between Massapequa and Plainview gets the 3 seed and will travel to take on Locust Valley. The loser will have the unenviable fate of taking on the preeminent power in the sport, at least over our first season of action, Belmore Merrick. And right now, Plainview up 6-0. Plainview very much controlled the first, I'd say about 18 to 19 minutes of that first half. And then things flipped a little bit with Emma Kimmel coming out at quarterback for Plainview. Not sure what the issue is there, but it is Ashley Casano in now. Casano not the same passer that Kimmel is, and it's made things a little easier on the Massapequa defense. And then Massapequa offensively got that big-time catch and run from Dominique Diorio, but couldn't do anything from there. Reversing field, hunting for spaces. Glasser used, what a sprint before she's finally stymied by Shea Brennan. And you like the call coming out of the half from Alec Abramowitz to just get the ball in the hands of his dynamic star. We saw the same philosophy on the other side of things from Bruce Stegner, who kind of said screw it instead of trying to force the ball to Diorio down the field. Got his team's biggest play of the game by just throwing her a short pass and letting her go to work. And on either side, Glasser and Diorio, they're just those kinds of players. You give them anything resembling open space, they will take advantage of it. This time the fake to Glasser. Casano keeping the whole way. Casano puts on the spin and then is stopped after 4 yards by Mariah Morisi, the freshman defensive back, younger sister of Talia. So a third and just a little over 5 to go for Plainview, as their offense will likely be a little less ambitious and a little less pass-oriented without Emma Kimmel in there. Casano looking to pass, now going to run. Her signature spin, and the flag is grabbed right at that first down marker by Mackenzie Collin, but not quite enough yardage, or not quite early enough on the stop, I should say, was Mackenzie Collin to deny the first down. I think that might have been the first down that Plainview has gotten since Casano came in at quarterback, maybe the second. Last time Kimmel was out of the game, you saw Laura Glasser playing quarterback. And again, we're not sure if it was an injury to Kimmel or what exactly happened, but assuming it was, that could be a factor and a very significant one heading into that playoff game, whether it is Locust Valley or Belmore Merrick. Neither an opponent you want to face without your starting quarterback. So 2nd and 20 for the Hawks. It's been a sterling first season for Alec Abramowitz. Again, they lost that opening game by 20 to Belmore Merrick, but since then have really found their footing, beating West Hempstead by over 40 and only losing one game since. Casano throwing across her body well contested by Maurici as that pass was intended to Aaron Vieira. And a little bit of a trick play from Abramowitz going across the grain. You'll see on the wrists of the Plainview players, they have those little play sheets. And it's not something, at least I've seen from the other 3 schools that we've covered on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Then again, Alec Abramowitz is the only boys coach, at least in the games that I've seen so far. Casano will try and chuck it down the field, and it went right to Shea Brennan. Plainview fortunate that one was dropped, or maybe unfortunate, depending on how long this punt goes. So it'll be a punt on 4th and 20 for Plainview. Great kick. Diorio. Big catch on it. Diorio unable to get the sideline with Aaron Vieira, the sure-handed senior, snagging the flag. And I wonder, as this game continues to grow, you start seeing tactics on a play like that, like Diorio just taking a knee at the 19, because then instead of a 1st and 20, you start off with a 1st and 1. And as a play caller, that just gives you so much more flexibility. And you got to figure those kind of innovations, if you consider that an innovation, maybe some coaches would just call it dumb, will come as the game grows, as the game comes along. And you'll start seeing coaching staffs and players figuring out better and better how to leverage the rules. You might see some shifts in the rules. It's sort of the beauty of this initial year of the sport. Is Maurici, there's a lob pass over the middle and a clear flag on the play as Vieira grabbed the jersey to stop the ball carrier, then grabbed the flag.
Looks like there's a flag on the play. No pun intended.
And you are not allowed to do that in flag football, so tack on a couple more yards for Massapequa. So it's a holding penalty. That is just 5 yards, not a personal foul or unnecessary roughness.
5-yard penalty.
So it's 5 yards and an automatic first down for Massapequa.
And an automatic first down for the Chiefs.
So first down from the 34. Quick toss out. Diorio stumbled with the football. Appears to be okay. Good sportsmanship from Aaron Vieira, checking in on her opponent. And it's enough for another first down for Massapequa.
First down.
As this has been a largely defensive affair. Plainview, old Bethpage, moved the ball up and down the field for most of the first half with Emma Kimmel in a quarterback, but could not convert 3 different times in the red zone. An interception thrown by Kimmel. A turnover on downs after a pass was batted away by Jeslinski. And then another interception thrown by Casano as Diorio tries to get the edge, and she's run down on the perimeter. Good hustle that time around defensively by Allison Levy. Levy got that big-time interception to end the first half as Massapequa was trying to make something happen in the final 30 seconds. Levy into the game after the injury to Ellie Pfeiffer, the freshman defensive back and wide receiver. So Plainview without 2 starters now. And it's a 2nd and 19 for the Chiefs. Neither Maurice nor Donato has been effective through the air. Maurice finally got off a solid run near the end of that first half. She'll throw it again here. Has Diorio open over the middle. Both flags snagged, but not before a gain of 13 for Diorio.
Brought down once again by Viora. About 5 yards to go for a first
It was Vieira again on the flag grab, who was just all over the field. Again, she's coming off a season-high 13 in that 13-13 tie against Lynbrook. That was preserved by an Odell Beckham-style interception from Lara Glasser. And that tie was crucial because Lynbrook, to the best of my knowledge, needed that win to be in position to earn a 3 or 4 seed in the postseason. Instead, Plainview Old Bethpage booked a spot in the playoffs. Diorio coming back to the football, trying to turn the corner. Diorio beats 2 defenders, and Vieira able to get both flags to stop her in her tracks, but not before Diorio got first down yardage inside of the 20. So Dominique Diorio and Talia Marisi are powering this Chiefs offense down the field. In the opening 7 or so minutes of this second half. And it'll be telling if Massapequa ties this game, I assume, whether it's for rest purposes or injury purposes. Emma Kimmel's out for the game, but this would be the time for her to come back in. Marisi turning the ball up the field. And the flag is grabbed on the play again by Allison Levy, who has just done great work off the bench for Alec Abramowitz. So it'll be a second again at the 19. 2nd and goal for the Chiefs. Massapequa runs about 16 different plays offensively. Generally a pretty even split for most of the year between pass and run, though these last 2 games we've seen the Chiefs become a little bit more pass-oriented as Maurice has become more comfortable throwing the football and Donato has gotten back to full health. Over the first 2 games of the year, the Chiefs were led at quarterback by Leah Howard, the Illinois soccer commit, one of the best athletes at Massapequa, regardless of sport, which is saying something because the Chiefs produce a whole lot of great ones across the board. Donato on the trick play, or Diorio rather, throws it away as Levy couldn't quite handle that ball, would have had an interception. So a 3rd and 19 now for Massapequa. We'll see what Bruce Stegner can draw up. He talked to the offensive coordinator of the boys team, Brian Rath, before the season to figure out how to code plays, even though Stegner's always been a soccer guy first and foremost. He said going back to his childhood, he loved football and is just so excited about this opportunity to coach the sport. A little lower pressure than the Massapequa soccer program where there's expectations of a state title every year. That catch nearly made in traffic would have been just ridiculous from Sam Nolan. Picture perfect ball placement for Maurice, but Nolan just couldn't quite get under it. So we'll have a 4th and goal from the 19. Critical play with 17 minutes to go. Massapequa trying to tie this game up. Donato in at quarterback. Donato puts a lot on that ball, and it's intercepted. Glasser has plenty of room to run. Trying to reverse field. Was her flag grabbed? It wasn't. Glasser's still going and now stopped from behind. If not, she might have still been running by Amy Flores. A lot of times you will just tell a guy or girl in that situation to bat the ball down and get possession further up the field. But with Laura Glasser, your most dynamic weapon, anytime she gets an opportunity at the football, you want her going for it. And look at that cut. And then the ability to reverse field, get back between 3 jerseys, and nearly turn that up the field potentially for another touchdown. Man, oh man, what a play by Amy Flores to stop Glasser. If not, it could have been 12-0 Plainview. So it's still Casano at quarterback. I would say safe to assume Kimmel is out for the game at this point. And Casano stymied by Mackenzie Collin. Can't say enough good things about what Collin does on the defensive line. She is a one-girl wrecking crew.
Second down and 15 for the Plainview Hawks.
And Plainview moved the ball up and down the field early with their short passing game. We've seen that pretty much go away since Kimmel came out. Those routes are so timing-based, and it's tough for a new quarterback to pop in and fill that same role, especially with limited practice time, limited reps. It's been tough on all these teams to set up a backup. It's been a challenge all season long for Massapequa's Vieira. Does a good job turning that ball up the field. Gain of about 12 there for Aaron Vieira, the senior running back. So third and fairly short for Plainview. As Alec Abramowitz confers the play to Casano. Again, Abramowitz, a former quarterback at Plainview, also walked on at Cortland. He was also, like Bruce Stegner, a soccer guy first growing up, played the sport until 7th grade, then switched over to football. But also a Jet season ticket holder, always loved football as well, and had that excellent high school career here at Plainview. Now has been coaching the boys team the last 6 seasons. As he sets up Casano to throw it down the field. Jump ball. Knocked down by Amy Flores. Nice positioning and good timing on the jump and bat by Flores. So 4th and 9 for Plainview. This will be an interesting call from Abramowitz. I feel like with Emma Kimmel, he probably goes for it. Without her, do they try it? It's actually Laura Glasser lined up at quarterback now. No, Glasser will just punt it. And it's hit directly to Diorio. Diorio weaving through blue jerseys. A punt return of about 30 yards for Dominic Diorio, who just shoots up the field. It was Gabby Weinstein on the flag grab. The man, Diorio, without a lot of help, has made play after play for Massapequa in this game. Again, you're watching the inaugural season of flag football here in Nassau County, and it's presented to you by Orland and Cohen. Big-time shout-out to Orland and Cohen, and big-time shout-out to the Varsity Media Sports Network. Remember, you can subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on social media at Varsity Media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Back to Morisi at quarterback. The give to D'Agostino. Now D'Agostino will throw it. Diorio still running. Diorio gets under it and grabs it. Diorio caught at the 1 by Taylor Diamond. I think Diorio might not have realized that she wasn't yet in the end zone. Looked like she slowed down. But, man, what a play for Massapequa as Bruce Stegner goes into his bag of tricks. A handoff to the 8th grader D'Agostino. Taylor Diamond got caught ball watching. Diorio kept on running, and she gets down to the 1. Diorio, such a weapon, and Leah Howard, a little bit more of a natural quarterback than anyone else in this Massapequa roster. The connection between them was nearly unstoppable over those first 2 games of the year. And since then, Stegner's had to get creative, and he has. Pass zipped over the middle, batted away. Aaron Vieira continues to make play after play on the defensive side of the football. So another look. Massapequa tried that same leak-out play that worked to great success against West Hempstead. Alec Abramowitz clearly watched the film of our last broadcast, had his team ready for that little trick, and Vieira was in place to deny it. So 2nd and goal now for the Chiefs. Morisi over the middle, lob pass. This time it works. Shea Brennan ties the game up at 6 for the Chiefs. Brennan, an interception and a touchdown. And that play kept alive by Morisi as Casano got right into the backfield and hold the phone for a second. Was that a sack before the throw? No, they're going to say a touchdown, so extra point. A 1-point conversion attempt for Massapequa. Direct snapped and no room to run for Lila D'Agostino, as it's Ashley Casano jutting into the backfield to grab the flag. So a 6-6 game, a defensive battle here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Again, you're watching the first ever season of flag football on Nassau County, presented by Orland and Cohen. So a chance for Plainview to retaliate offensively. Down there, senior quarterback and Emma Kimmel. It's been Ashley Casano. We saw Lara Glasser earlier in the year get the call at QB when Kimmel was out. So Alec Abramowitz wanting to get a different look and presumably wanting to keep his star wideout in rotation. Mixing it up a little. Casano throwing the whole way. Short pass over the middle to Glasser. Glasser turning on the Jets. Laura Glasser down the right sideline. One girl to beat, and she can't do it. A touchdown saving flag grab by Diorio. But man, oh man, Glasser is just ridiculous. Short throw and unable to get low enough to snatch the flag was Jordan Kalish, and Glasser just turned on the Jets. So a 1st and goal for the Plainview Old Bethpage JFK Hawks. Glasser got all the way inside the 5. Has to be well over 100 yards on the day for Laura Glasser. Her first touchdown was 50-plus yards. She picked up about 65 there. And now a fake to Glasser. Casano will keep it. Colin got the flag before the score. So Laura Glasser, little in my head math, but somewhere around 130 or 140 yards for this flag football game, considering that she's played the last 16, 17 minutes without her starting quarterback. Pretty incredible stuff for Laura Glasser, who again is just a freshman. So 1st and goal from maybe the 1.5 for Plainview. Casano, the backup quarterback. Can she punch it in? Casano, it's a run the whole way. Casano trying to get outside. And just got back to the line of scrimmage. Denied a chance at goal that time by the combination of Lila D'Agostino and Mariah Morisi. So 2 youngsters for Massapequa. And Alex Abramowitz wants to talk things over. A crucial 3rd down coming up for the Plainview Old Bethpage Hawks next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Playoff positioning on the line. A look inside Alec Abramowitz's huddle, drawing up what could be a game-defining play. 3rd and goal from about the 2 for Plainview, Old Bethpage, JFK. Massapequa just got on the board, and now Plainview could have a quick answer after that 60-plus yard catch and run for Laura Glasser, who is well over 100 yards on the football game. Winner of this one gets the 3rd seed, gets to play Locust Valley. Loser will get the honor of taking on top seed Belmore Merrick at their home. Emma Kimmel out at quarterback. Ashley Casano in. Laura Glasser in motion. The give to Glasser. Glasser dropped the football, but she was in. A touchdown for the freshman, her 2nd of the game, and a 6-point lead for the Hawks. So another look. That was a tough call for the officials as Glasser just jutted forward and was able to just get into the end zone before her flag was grabbed. Well deserved for Laura Glasser after she did all the work, taking that short throw on the initial play of this drive from Ashley Casano, about 68 yards down the field. So it'll be a 1-point conversion attempt for Plainview. Glasser in motion. Essentially the same play. Trying to get the edge. Glasser will do just that. And it's 14-6 Plainview. Laura Glasser has taken over this football game for the Hawks. And excuse me, it was just a 1-point conversion for the Hawks. That was a little tackle football brain by me seeping in. The rule in flag, if you do it, excuse me, if you go from the 3-yard line, it's a 1-point conversion. The 10-yard line, it is a 2-point conversion. The 20-yard line, you can go for 3. So that's a good tool in the bag of a team down by a lot. We've seen most teams in our varsity media broadcasts go for 1. And Glasser able to do so to great effect that time around, getting the edge and outpacing this Massapequa defense that is full of great athletes. Massapequa started off with 50 players interested in the program. They narrowed the team down to 35. Marisi hunting for room. Marisi trudging up the field. A gain of 24 ripped off on first down, and it wasn't Marisi. It was Marisi. It was just the other Marisi. It was Mariah Marisi on the run that time around. The freshman, the 4th-string quarterback to start the year, moved up to the 3rd-string quarterback with Leah Howard out, is getting her chance to shine, and she shows off some explosive running ability there in place of her older sister, Talia. So a first down at the 36 for Massapequa. 1st and 4. Again, it's one of those tricky things in flag football. The yardage markers, or the first down markers, I should say, are preset. So wherever you end up after picking up a first down, that is how far you have to go. Marisi again, able to pick up the first. So that was on 2nd and 4, excuse me. And Julia Kesselman got the flag, but not before Marisi picked up first down yardage. And that is the depth of this Massapequa program. And it just gives you an idea of how many athletes are at the school for Massapequa. Again, for all these girls, or for the vast majority, this is their first year playing the sport of flag football. And unlike Plainview, Massapequa does not allow their athletes to play multiple sports, so they can't borrow from lacrosse, they can't borrow from track and field, they can't borrow from softball. So just to clarify, they're not allowed to play multiple in-season sports. And that makes a big difference because nominally most of your best athletes are already taken. Plainview, conversely, they can have the best girls on their team or the best athletes in their school play softball, play lacrosse, play track and field, and also get a chance to try out flag football. And I understand the impulse from Massapequa not to allow that because, look, you have multiple teams competing for county and state championships, and you don't want players to be distracted. But it's a shame on the flag football side of things because some girls are missing out on the opportunity maybe to discover that is the sport that they most love. As it's a short throw to Shea Brennan, who picks up a couple. Off of the toss from Talia Marisi, back in a quarterback. The senior is heading to Old Dominion next year to play soccer. And with 9.5 to go, Massapequa. An opportunity to tie this thing up with a score and a 1-point conversion. Again, trying to get that that 3 seed, as the Chiefs did not fare well in their first game against Belmore Merrick, losing 35-7 2 weeks ago. Marisi looking down the field, now settling for over the middle. Another 5 yards or so to Shea Brennan. Will bring up a 3rd and long for the Chiefs. D'Agostino jogs back on. Marisi comes off. So I wonder if we're going to see D'Agostino in at quarterback, and looks like it. D'Agostino, her first throw of the game, will loft a pass high, has a girl down the field, and a touchdown for Massapequa. It was Mariah Morisi in at quarterback connecting with Lila D'Agostino. The freshman has a cannon. Morisi, wow, led D'Agostino perfectly. And a great job by D'Agostino tracking the football. So that is a freshman throwing to an 8th grader at perhaps the biggest moment of Massapequa's season. And now the Chiefs just 1 point away from tying this ball game up at 13. One-point conversion attempt. Mariah Morisi will stay in at quarterback. Morisi, quick pass, knocked away. What a stop for Erin Vieira. And because of it, Plainview stays up by 1. Vieira, just great instincts. We see it on the flag grabs, but we also see it contesting passes. She is on top of it. So a 13-12 lead for Plainview over Massapequa on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And now Plainview, that changes what you get to do offensively here. You don't have to be quite as aggressive pushing the ball down the field. Maybe we'll see some runs to keep the clock moving. As Casano fakes to Glasser. Casano trying to cut it back, and Mariah Morisi right there on the flag grab. That's Alec Abramowitz trying to leverage Glasser's effectiveness, using her as a decoy. It almost feels like at this point in the game, even though Massapequa is locked in on Glasser defensively, it's worth it to just force feed her the ball because no one can keep up with her. Casano sends Glasser in motion. This time the give is to Glasser. Glasser cut off. Glasser try to cut back. Not going to happen that time around. There was a loss on the play as D'Agostino, coming off that touchdown bomb on the other side of things, able to find the flag of Glasser and stop the freshman in her tracks. That'll be a battle that rages this season and the next 3 years on Long Island. Crucial third down for Plainview. The fake to Glasser. Casano looking to run. Casano couldn't escape. Mackenzie Collin, like a gladiator, holds that flag up. So it'll be a punt for Plainview, and Massapequa found something offensively with the freshman Mariah Marisi in at quarterback, and she'll have a golden opportunity to lead Massapequa to a win and right into the 3 seed if she can drive the Chiefs down the field following this punt. It's kicked deep and taken by Diorio. Diorio, a gain of 20, a gain of 25. Diorio stopped inside the 30. Diorio has flipped the field 3 different times on those punt returns. Just packs so much speed in. I'm almost surprised that Alec Abramowitz hasn't directed his punters to just kick away from her. Either that or even keep the ball on the ground. Again, easier said than done when everyone's learning the sport for the first time. But the bulk of Massapequa's offense, or at least the bulk of their positive field position, has come from Diorio punt returns almost as much as anything as they've done offensively. So Mariah Marisi, the freshman, stays in at quarterback. Lob over the middle. Diorio catching on the run. Diorio turning up the field. And the flag is snatched by Allison Levy. Or Diorio might have had 6. But man, Massapequa was stuck in mud offensively for most of this game. And Mariah Marisi, since checking in at quarterback, has given the Chiefs a new lease on life. 1st and goal for Massapequa. 15 yards to the end zone. Marisi, good route by Diorio. Diorio grabs it. Diorio in. And Massapequa has the lead. Mariah Marisi, 2 possessions at quarterback. 2 touchdowns for Massapequa. The freshman has shined, as has Dominic Diorio. And it's a chance for the Chiefs to take at least a 6-point lead, or they could go for 2, try and get up by 7. Instead, they'll go for 1. Marisi throwing left side, back of the end zone. No good, out of bounds. Running too far that time was Jordan Kalish for Massapequa. So plenty of time on the clock. It's the question that keeps football coaches around the country up at night. Did we just score too fast? We'll see what the Hawks have in store. And remember, if you want to join our team on the Varsity Media Sports Network, you can let us help you promote your business. We offer affordable rates, customizable packages to fit any budget, and we'll help grow your brand through our SPORTSCAST. If interested in advertising, you can contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. First down from the 20. Casano, not pressured, has a defender deep but can't get the ball to her. Oh, man, Diorio had the interception as Taylor Diamond had gotten behind the defense, but Casano just didn't have quite enough on that ball to get it over the head of Diorio. A well-designed play by Alec Abramowitz, unable to be completed. Since Emma Kimmel went out of this football game, the only offense Plainview has found has been via catch and runs for Laura Glasser. Casano trying to turn up on the spin, but is stalled by Amy Flores. So it's a 3rd and about 17 for Plainview with 5 minutes to go as the Hawks try and hold on, or try and come back, excuse me, in this game. Cassano looking left, throwing it as far as she can, and it's not far enough. Diorio on the pick. Though I'm sure Alec Abramowitz doesn't necessarily mind that interception, essentially functioning as a punt, and Diorio got less of a runway than she would on a punt. So the ball is inside the 40 with under 5 minutes left, and Massapequa can just run down this clock as this game has turned on two different quarterback substitutions. The Plainview offense, by and large, falling off a cliff since Emma Kimmel went out of the game. And the Massapequa offense finding a whole new lease on life since Mariah Marisi took over at quarterback. Marisi stopped at the line of scrimmage. This time around is Julia Kesselman. Shot into the backfield. Kesselman had 3 sacks in that first half. Has been a little quieter in the second, but a nice play from the freshman there. Again, her brother Ari was on the boys basketball team that made the Nassau County Championship game before falling to Baldwin. She is a heck of an athlete. Marisi on the give and shut down in the backfield. Julia Kesselman, speak of the devil again. Big time play by Kesselman as Plainview looks for one final possession in this game. And Massapequa will have to convert a 3rd and 24 to hold on to the football as they'll let time tick off the clock here. Plainview needs a stop. Lob up the field, had Diorio between 2 defenders, but just a little too much on that ball for Marisi. And that's one of the fundamental challenges of this Massapequa team. You have limited practice time. You have a whole lot of girls playing for the first time. It's just so hard for your quarterbacks and receivers to be on the same page when just by injury and figuring out who's good at what, you've had to play 4 quarterbacks all year. Credit to Dominic Diorio as she has dominated this season despite it, but now a 4th and 24 for Massapequa. We'll set up the punt off the left foot of Sam Nolan, and it's taken on the run by Cassano. Cassano gets up to the 30. And now she'll have about 60 yards to drive down the field. 70 yards to go. Or just under 70 yards to go. Right about 69. And a 1st and 9 facing the Hawks. Their playoff position secure in that they will make the playoffs, not secure in terms of their seeding. A touchdown will give the Hawks the 3 seed, no score, and they'll be the 4 seed. Cassano unable to escape Mariah Marisi. About 3 yards on the run and about 3 minutes to go. Plainview moved the ball at will when Emma Kimmel was in at quarterback. Short throws, some of which Laura Glasser was able to take down the field. Since then, they have not had the same rhythm offensively. A toss up the field. Interesting call from Abramowitz. And a 1st down run from Erin Vieira. Plainview has not run a lot of traditional running plays in this game, but they've gotten Vieira the ball on tosses and sweeps. And Vieira has proven effective on offense. Amazing that these girls still have this amount of energy playing 2 ways. Glasser on the carry. Glasser puts on a juke. Glasser trying to turn the corner and chased down by Talia Marisi. approaching the 2-minute mark. And Massapequa can really key in on those sweeps and tosses because this Plainview team has not been able to stretch the field after Kimmel's exit. Casano looking down the field. Casano zipping a pass over the middle, knocked away. Well defended that time by Shea Brennan. 2 minutes on the clock. And it'll be 3rd and about 16 for Plainview. Casano looks now under pressure, throws it over the middle, and it's caught. Laura Glasser, the biggest passing play of the game by Casano, as she hits Glasser on a game-saving 3rd down. Pressure was applied. What a dime from Ashley Casano. Mackenzie Collin was right in the face of Casano. She's in her face again, and this time Collin gets the sack. Collins' revenge. Loss of 6 or 7. Pushes the ball back to the 25, and a timeout taken by Alec Abramowitz will step aside as well. And the Varsity Media Sports Network, Plainview driving to try and win this football game.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Flag football on the Varsity Media Sports Network is presented to you by Orland & Cohen. Big time shout out to Ray Nelson and all the great folks at Orland & Cohen for making this broadcast possible, making this game possible, and allowing so many of you around the island to enjoy flag football. Crucial play, 2nd and long. Casano zipped it, but off the mark, trying to find Sam Narisi. So 3rd and long, facing Plainview. 2 plays to go 25 yards. And so Plainview, they already got that final 1st down, so not available to them anymore, despite the loss of yardage on that first. And a fumble on the handoff. The misconnection between Glasser and Casano. So it'll be 4th down, and the ball is dead at the spot of the drop. So Casano will just have to throw this ball up for grabs with a little over a minute to go. This will be the defining play of this ball game. 4th and about 27. Ashley Casano will just have to throw this ball high. Instead, they throw it short to Glasser. Glasser bumbled it, and that should do it. As long as Massapequa doesn't throw an interception, that'll be it for this one. And the Chiefs will have the 3 seed, and Plainview will be relegated to the 4 seed. And I'll set up a rematch of Plainview's opening game of the season against Belmore Merrick, where they lost by 20, but Alec Abramowitz noting that they didn't have a full grasp of the rules quite yet at that point. And we'll have to talk to him, but I'm sure he presumes that game will go very differently the second time around. And Massapequa, potential rematch with Locust Valley, who they beat in the second game of the year. Of course, that was with Leah Howard. Different ball game without Leah Howard. But today, the Chiefs can celebrate as they lock down the third seed in the first ever flag football playoffs in Nassau County. An 18-13 win over the Plainview Hawks. Plainview absolutely dominated the first 20 minutes of this game, but Massapequa held strong defensively. A couple interceptions from Shea Brennan and Jess Linsky. And then in the second half, the combination of the two youngsters, Dominique Diorio, Mariah Marisi at quarterback, and heck, throw Lila D'Agostino in there as well, who got that big touchdown to get the Chiefs within one. Both these teams will move on. Massapequa getting the win, 18-13 on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Thank you to everyone who tuned in one final time. This was Flag Football on the Varsity Media Sports Network, presented by Orland and Cohen. For our entire fantastic crew, I am Gavin Shaw, signing off.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.